How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another deck profile from me, Jamie, with ScrubGames, and today I'm going to go over a new deck that I've been testing out and enjoying, which is a Goten Lineage. So if you haven't noticed, next week, well, within Europe, well, everywhere but America, we're getting the Evolution Battle booster, which brings in a lot of new reprints and a lot of new cards for different archetypes. And in yellow, both Android 13 and Lineage got a nice boost with some nice support. And I thought I decided to try and make the deck for a friend because they're a big fan of Lineage, and thought of giving it a go. And I've always liked this leader, so I thought I'd give it a go, give it a try for a new series I'm trying to do. And I've just been really enjoying it, and over testing to see how it would be good for a new series. It's actually testing out really good just to be competitive, in my opinion. So testing it more and more, and it's the list I've come up with that I've really enjoyed and does really well. Like, it hasn't had much of an issue, doesn't really break much, and it's quite powerful as well. So we'll get into it. But first, before I go into that, I want to shout out to Deck Planet. Link to the deck build is a new deck builder based in Europe. Really good. It's basically replaced any other deck builder that's about for me now. Like, I only build my decks on Deck Planet, and it's just nice, like how you can see you got all the different things on the side where you can look at the community. They got a community discussion, message board, deck builder. You can look at a whole collection, so you can use it to build an online collection to keep track of what you've got, build netted decks and stuff like that. And you've got a dashboard where you can have like different widgets and stuff. And it shows off a lot of the content creators, mine included, videos that get posted on there as well. So check them out if you haven't seen them yet. Give it a try. Trust me, it's a really good deck builder, and it might change. You basically might be like me, where you just use this for now. So getting into the deck, I decided to use the Goten leader just because, for the main fact that it's got draw on both sides, and it's got a nice kind of way to improve your consistency. So if we go onto it, so its effects on the front side is when it attacks leader card, draw a card. So you've got to attack a leader to draw, but still you get draw on the front side. Then it's got a nice activate main of choose one card in your life and add to your hand as the cost. Then you choose up to one yellow extra card from your deck, add it to your hand, then negate the skill for duration of the game. So you still I think there was an errata to this, but it's just to shuffle your deck afterwards because they didn't put that in. But that's so. What I mean by added consistency is with the lineage chain, you normally want to. The only one that's not searchable, the only one that's not searchable for free is the Goten. So normally you want a hard mulligan for that Scrambling Assault Goten to start off your chain, and like you can use Planet Vegeta to search it, but then it takes up your energy, so you can't play it that turn. So what you want to do is mulligan for that, but everything else, all the rest of the lineage stuff, is searchable for Successor of Hope. And one benefit of this is that just by taking a life, you can search for either a Successor of Hope if you need to search something, Instant Transmission if you want to negate it, you can play for free, or Planet Vegeta if you need to grab those Goten turn 1. And also it takes a life as well. So if you get put down to 5, like your opponent puts you at 5 to stop you from awakening at turn, and you haven't used the effect, you can easily just use the effect to plus you a card and then allow yourself to awaken. And the only issue with this leader is its awaken, which is it's from back in the draft box 3 where they hidden some of the awaken. So it's one of the 2 leaders in that with that set that has not as poor as awakening as Bojack, but not the most optimal one. So when your life's a 4 or less, choose up to 1 of your energy, switch to active mode, and flip this card over. So you can get a draw. You just get an untap 1, just like Krillin did. But not too bad. I'd rather have the energy than just 1 draw, to be honest. And on the front side, on the awakened side, it's got 2 autos. So it's got 1 when this card attacks to 1, the standard for all leaders mostly. And it's got another auto which is sort of unique. So it's at the beginning of your opponent's main phase, you can choose 1 card in your hand, place in your drop area. If you do so, this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn and negate its skill for the duration of the game. So what is a pity that there's only once per game that you can get that 5k boost. You essentially one turn at the start of your opponent's main phase, for one turn throughout the game, you can discard any card from your hand and give yourself a 5k boost for the turn to make it easier to defend. And that's one thing I really like, is that if you've got a dead extra card like Planet Fury stuck in your hand that you've drawn, or a Unison that you've got drawn after trying to go in, you can just ditch that, put your 20k to make it easier for you to survive the next turn and go into the next one. And normally I would use this on the turn before I go off to make it so I can survive easier with more so I can keep hold more resources rather than waste resources to survive, and then next turn go off and go for the kill. And what you notice as well is this is a Saiyan, Earthling, and Goku's Lineage, so it triggers for any of the things that require Goku's Lineage leader. But that's enough for the leader. Get into the deck. So we got the standard lineup. So we got, first off, it starts off with Adopted Father, Son Gohan. So yeah, since the Bardock's been banned, which is reasonable within what the card does, we decided we got the only really one, the ever card we have that start the chain. So we got the Gohan, which is a swap 2. So this is the one that you use to start the chain to go into Goten, and it's a blocker, and it also has a blocker tag as well, which can come in handy sometimes. We play this at 3 because it's easy searchable, and apart from starting off the chain, which you need one of, it doesn't really do much more than that, so we get it at 3. Next we have Scrambling Assault Son Goten, sorry. So this came off the ban list a few sets ago, because unlike the rest of the stuff that got banned at the time this got banned, it's the least problematic of the rest of the stuff that got banned with it. So it's a good one because it's a 2-cost 10k. So but you never get play it for 2. You're gonna play off the swap it in with the Gohan, with the Adopted Father. And this is where you get a lot of the consistency in the deck and the draw power, because when it attacks, just attacks anything, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card among them out to your hand, and place the rest of them at the bottom of your deck. So this allows you to, this essentially gets you a new card every time it swings, just like a leader. When it swings, it's going to get you a +1. And the good thing is you get a look at the top 3 cards. You get a pick of 3 different ones you want, put the rest of the bottom. So it means you get, and where you're not shuffling your deck, you're filtering from your deck to find what you want a lot quicker. So if you say you need the pan, which also isn't a searchable part of the chain, you can grab this, put stuff to the bottom. If you need a secret identity, grab that. If you want to grab the secret rare, you can do that. So if you can drop multiple of these on the field, you can get a lot of searches. Like generally you can go turn 1 play this, swing, and then turn 2 you can bounce it back. You can swing with it if it survives, bounce it back to hand with the next card we're going to go over, and then play again. This search more, so there's a lot of you get, like my hand size is normally about 10-12 cards by turn 2 to 3, and I've mainly filtered through my deck quite hard. But this is normally one you want a mulligan for, because this is the card you need at the start of the game when you start, and it's not searchable unlike most of the other lineages because it doesn't have the swap tag. And we play that at 4 as well. The next one we play at 4 is the new card that came in Battle Evolutions, one of the new SRs, which is SS3 Son Goku Even Further Beyond. So this is a barrier 4, cost 15k, has swap 5, but it requires you to have 3 yellow, and if you have 3 or more energy, Goku's Lineage card with energy cost of 5. And then you're never going to play this for 4. It's only going to ever cost 1 because of the activate main, which is for 1 yellow. If all your energy is mono yellow, and you choose 1 Goku's Lineage card in your battle area with an energy cost of 2, which is a Goten, and return it to your hand, so you get to recycle it. Play this card from your hand, then add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and you can't play copies of this card for the turn. So what having barrier means, it's harder for your opponents to interact with it and remove it outside of battle or effects that ignore barrier. And the effect as well to bounce back your Goten means you can then play it back again. And so after you swing with the Goten, bounce back the hand, play it again, and swing again, letting you go 6 cards deep to get +2 as well. And the fact that you can add up to 1 card from your life means you've got a way to self-awaken if your opponent decides not to attack you, or if you go against a decks like a Bulma, which didn't really attack, so you've got a way to self-awaken yourself there while applying pressure. You're doing 1-1 swaps, so 1-2 swaps essentially. And we play this at 4 because even though it's searchable, it's a really strong card, and while you can't drop many of them in the turn. Like you can't play more than one a turn by the activate main, but if you've got one still there, you can still play the Goten, swing with it. If there's Goten still there from the last turn, swing with it, using activate main, or whenever one in your hand, you can basically flood the board every turns with these. And like now, the card that the SS3 is generally going to swap into is the ever new SR from Battle Evolution, which is the Pan the Courageous Youth. This one has deflect, so you don't have to worry about counter plays. Apart from, well, when I say you don't have to worry about counter plays, you just don't have to worry about the freezer. That's the new one you don't have to worry about. Like green is probably one that, in theory, gives this deck a bit of trouble. And it's got an auto of when you play this card using swap, you can choose up to one Goku's Lineage card from your deck and up to one Goku's Lineage card from your hand, each with different card names and energy cost of 5. Play them with their keyword skills negated for the turn, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Now the other auto I'm not going to go over because it's not really relevant in this deck. It's more of a hero-in effect, which it doesn't really have much use in this deck, but it's mainly that first auto that we're going to trigger. So when you get turn 3 and you swap out into to this with the SS3, you play this, so 19. You swap out 15k to swing with it for 3 energy for a 19k, who then plays 2 never at 5 costs, but with the keyword skills negated. So it means any keyword skills like swap, double strike, barrier, stuff like that is negated, but any autos they may have will still trigger or activate mains. That's one of the things that a lot of people get confused about when I've been testing on untap, where I trigger one of the effects of next card I go over to untap my leader, and they complain that they can't do it when I have to just keep pointing out is only keyword skills, which are the red ones. But this is one put 4 as well, because it's not searchable and it's one of the other pieces of the chain that you don't need at the beginning, but you need to get to it by the time you get to turn 3. And generally with 4 copies, you're going to find one of them. And with this Goten filtering as well, you're definitely going to have this by turn 3. Now, the next 3 cards we're going to go over is the targets for the Pan. So they're all Goku ones, but they all have strong effects for certain reasons. The first one we got at 3 is the Kaioken Son Goku Heavy Toll. Now we got this one at 3 because it's got a more useful effect out there for ones that you want to get multiples of. So if you can get multiple swaps into these, then this card is one you want to do often. So it's got double strike, 25k, which is a good. Which 25k is the good. It's a good power point, just because when it swings at a leader, they got to use a super combo plus never card, which means they don't +1. They don't just combo out for free using a super combo like you would at 20k and stuff. They have to use super combo and then lose a card. So just even with a super combo and another card, they're still losing one card that combo out of this attack. Swap 8 is not relevant because we don't play anything it can swap into, but its activate main is the one we want, which is switch up to one of your Goku's Lineage's leaders to active mode and then negate your skill for the game, which is really good. So it means generally when you go off, you're going to get 2 leader swings, get 2 extra draws as well, which is really strong. And the next one we have is one that can help finish off games as well, which is the Reborn Might SS4 Son Goku. And this is one from the starter deck. Once again, just like the others, it's 25k. And it's got swap 8, which you're not very worried about, but it's the active main. Once again, it's the reason why it's played. We played this at 2 copies as well, because this is an important one to help finish off, but not as spammable as the other one. So, because the other one you definitely want to have, so you can get 2 swings at your leader, where this one might not always be able to use its effect. So we got activate main once per turn. Choose 1 card in your life and add to your hand, so it can help you awaken as well if you get to turn 3 and then you swap out and you're still at 5 life. This one can help you self awaken as well. So you choose 1 card in your life and add to your hand as the cost. Switch this card into active mode, and if you have 2 or less life, this card gets triple strike for the duration of the turn. So once again, you're always going to get, when you have this, you're going to get as long as you're on the life, you're going to get 2 swings out of this card. And 2 swings at 25k is pretty strong. So essentially, if you get both these 5 costs out with that, you're going to have the SS3 swing. That's 1. You're going to get the Pan out for another swing. You get the Kaioken out for another swing. You get this out for 2 more swings, and then the other Kaioken is going to give your leader 2 swings. So that's technically 7 swings in a turn all being 15k or higher, which is very strong. And general reasons you're going to be spamming the Gotens the turn before to put to like help you get draws and put at 10k, which is their unawakened leaders. You potentially get them down to 4 life by your turn 2 or 3. But this is a good way to finish if you don't have cells, which is a secret I use in the deck. And at least that way, 2 swings out of it, 1 being triple strike as well. So if they're at 4 and you swing with this first, put them down the 3 and then finish off, then restand this and finish them off then, which is really good. And the last one we got is the SSB Kaioken at the Apex. So, and this is one that I run it once because it's got just a handy effect of popping, and even if you draw into it, you can play this from your hand if you want to play one of the others. But generally, you only really want to play this if your opponent's got a battle card on the field. So it's got swap 8, which once again not going to bother going in because there's nothing that you can swap into. It's got barrier, which is one kind of thing it gives an edge over the ever 5 drop that pops, which is from a I think a dash pack. I think that does the same thing. It does the same thing because this one has barrier, double strike, and then also when you play this card, if you lead a card as a Goku's Lineage, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So it does the same thing as the ever Goku. That's the same cost. Has 25k power, double strike as the ever one, but the ever one has the additional kind of effect in the auto where if the card you KO is in rest mode, you draw a card. But this one could have barrier as well, so if it survives, if you don't kill him that turn afterwards, having barrier means it's hard to get rid of, and then he's got double strike and barrier life for the next turn. But generally you just get this out if you need to pop anything, but if you don't need to pop anything, you grab the every 2 priority. And so that's it for the main chain. Then we got for protection to help the Gotens and SS3 survive battles easier without having to combo a lot. We have Prodigal Dynasty Sun Goten. So the swap's never going to be relevant because you're never going to go and drop this on the field because there's no way to swap into a free cost. Is more of his auto of when you combo this card, if one of your yellow battle cards is being attacked, this card gains 10,000 combo power for the duration of the turn, which makes it so if your opponent attacks any of your, so say if you got the Goten or SS3 on the board and your opponent attacks into it, this can potentially be a 15k combo. So if they go into Goten and they go at the 20, and you don't want to waste a super combo plus anything else, or you can't use a super combo because you're at 5 or higher life, combo one of these and I combo it with just 1 card. So enough we play 4 of these to make sure we can protect these Gotens early enough, and they're searchable with Success with Hope as well. And with the super combo, we've got the Krillin moments before going back, because as you can see, mostly all the decks are yellow apart from the secret rare and overall, which you're never going to charge. So this is nice to basically, when you get the 4 life, have a 10k combo, also put some of your swap targets back in your deck that you don't that you want in the deck to bring off of pan, or say if you got dead Unisons or Platinum Cheat in your hand, put them back to the bottom of the deck so you can draw some more combo power potentially. And generally you're normally always going to see quite a few copies of this. I normally see 3 copies minimum a game, unless I'm really unlucky through Goten searching and drawing and stuff like that. Then we're playing 2 Swift Retaliation Cooler, generally because if you can't kill them on the turn you do the swap, the next turn you're going to want to go all into them, and generally if you're going first, it's just nice to have against blue for when they get the free energy and they want to solve the turn easier by using Baby Hatch. This can put a stop to that. Or if you get enough to drop Cell Zeno after you've done your swap in turn 4, have this to stop it. It's just handy to have, because then you get the draw as well, and you just want to make sure that when you're going for your proper kill turn, when you got enough energy, you have this, and even then it's a 5k combo, which isn't too bad. Next we have the Unison Package, which is literally just free of GA Unison Fury until the counterplay. Now this is just included in here because there's an extra win con, and also if you're against things like Dark Broly or Red Broly, you have something that can help you survive against them, basically survive longer, because even though you're aggroing down, they can, with Dark Broly and Red Broly, can aggro you down or even manage your board. So this Vegeta Unison of Fury is a great way to help with those matchups, and again, any other matchups can help you have an alternative win condition, just because the fact that you can always gain a marker with this without you can always gain more markers than you play the turn you pay for it. Like, so if you need, technically what I do a lot is you need really free, because you don't, sometimes it can be dead. Normally you just want to tap free for it, and then use its effect to tap down, say, like what I've done before is when I've gone to 4 energy and they're on 2. So I've had a game where I've gone against the blue players, and this has been a great way to finish them off. So I'll just go over his skills first. So the way to give himself a marker by not putting another card under it, because as you can see, it's only got minus effects. You can use his activate main, which is his first activate main, which is once per turn you could choose this card or one of your battle cards, switch to rest mode, add a marker to it. So that's a way to just tap down something. Generally, what I normally do is, if I've got 4 energy, tap 3 to play this, tap 1 for Adoptive Father, use the effect of Vegeta to tap down the Adoptive Father to gain a marker, and then swap out the Adoptive Father into a Goten. So I've not really lost anything, and I still have the Goten to swing with and this to swing with them. And the way to help you manage decks, like I said, about Dark Broly and Red Broly, is the -1, which is activate main, your opponent -1 marker. Your opponent can attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than the current energy until the end of their next turn, which means they can drop all the Dark Broly they want, but until they get turn 6, they're not attacking with them. And the way I use it to finish off games is -3, which is activate main. Choose it to one of your opponent's energies, which is the rest mode, and this card gains 5,000 power, double strike, and dual attack for the turn. So this is really handy. So if you say your opponent saves 1 energy to have a negate open to help them protect themselves for the turn. Generally, what I've done sometimes to finish off is so I've gone against a deck where I can't remember what leader it was, but it was a blue leader. They had 1 life, but they had an energy open ready to use like dimension magic and stuff, because they can't sparking, and so they can use it to negate, untap 2, and then have more energy open and stuff. So what I was able to do was tap 3 to play this, get 3 markers, tap my last energy, my 4th energy, to play Adoptive Father, use Vegeta to tap it down to gain a marker, swap out the Adoptive Father for a Goten, and then use the -3, attack down their last energy, and give this card a 20k dual attack double striker to finish them off. So they had all my other battle cards to finish they deal with. My leader swing, all my other battle cards, no energy, no way to sparking, and it was just game from there. So in my opinion, this is probably the best yellow unison we've got at the moment. And then the Vegeta Private Transfer, which is the standard free counterplay that you can play for free as long as your unit has got 2 or more markers, and a blocker that can make the card they're playing, as long as it doesn't have deflect, play in rest mode and play itself. Then we got the secret rare of choice, being the secret rare. So I don't know nothing more to go over. It's just free successor, very easy to go into 12 with this, because once you drop the pan and drop the other 2 5 drops, all you need is to drop in 1 Goten, which you could have had the turn before that turn if you can awaken, consider on your turn 3. You have your free energy swap, and if you haven't awakened, you can awaken on tap 1. That one with Adoptive Father, swap out for Trunks. Now you've got at least 12 on the board there to attack with. And then if they're above 4 life, you have all those swings that push them down to 4 life, so you can go on for the kill with this. I hope they don't have a negate. And then our last battle card, the overall my choice, is Secret Identity Master, and this is just really good just to handle opponents' boards. It's probably the best overall we have at the moment, the generic one. Being an overall 6, easy enough to pull off by just using some combo power. Like if your opponent gets to awaken and you swing with Gotens, you just grab a card, so it's top 3, grab a card and combo off, so you're comboing to go 15 and flip your drop. And Successor of Hope is a free extra card that you can use to just put in the drop by searching your combo power. And then for the last 3 being our extra cards, we have Successor of Hope. This is just a 0 cost, activate main, choose it to 1 Goku's Lineage with energy cost of 5 or less, and swap in your deck and add to your hand. So as I said, the only ones that aren't searchable because everything from the lineage is searchable via this, apart from the Pan and the Goten. But that's why we have Planet Vegeta to help search them. Well, mainly Planet Vegeta to search a Goten if you don't open with one, and Pan can then be searched off of using either recycling one Goten over and over again, or by dropping multiple to help search. And then we have our negate, being instant transmission, which is a counter attack, negate the attack, but it's free in this deck because it's permanent, where if your leader card is a Goku's Lineage, when you activate this card's counter skill, you can choose one card from your life out to your hand. If you do so, you can play this card's counter without paying its cost. So in this deck, that is free. The instant transmission is free, and it's a good way to, as well, if your opponent tries not to sack your leader and attack your battle cards instead, but you want to awaken, you can use this to negate attack by taking a life to protect an attack against your Goten or SS3, or helping you awaken. A lot of time, normally it's turn 1, I will use the leader's effect to search for a successor, or this, depending on which one I need. Then swapping the Goten, their turn, my turn, I'll swing a Goten, swap it out for the SS3, because I have to attack my leader turn 1 to get their draw. I'll swing a Goten, tap out for the SS3 and take a life, so I put that at 5, and swing with everything. When you drop the Goten again, swing with everything. And then on their turn 2, they might try to swing into Goten and stop me from having that free card advantage and constant swinging, and I'll use this to take a life and get the attack on that, so I have my leader ready to awaken whenever I want, and also then my super combos alive to help protect the Goten if needed. And that's why we play 4, because it's easy usable, and you can always put it back to the bottom with your super combo, or you can, and then once you get the 4 life, you have 3 of them live whenever to help you negate attacks. And the last one we have is Planet Vegeta, which is basically just a searcher for, it's just in there for if you get turn 1 and you don't have a Goten, you can use a leader's effect to take a life to search this, to play it, to search for that Goten. So either way, if you don't have Goten in your opening hand, you're guaranteed having out of it, because the fact that your leader can search for Planet Vegeta, and that's why I chose this leader over the other lineage leaders, the other yellow leaders, because it adds that consistency in making sure you have this Goten ready. And even then, the Goten is protected for the second turn, because you drop the Goten, swing with it, bounce it back for SS3. So it's got its swing to look at top 3 and grab you something, and then it's ready to be played again next turn, or just use the SS3 to swap in turn 3. Because there's barrier, you have to attack with it to make sure that you've got it available. But that's the main deck. That's so far it's testing really well. I'm tempted to use it when we get in the car market regionals soon enough, and it's testing really well. And it's one of the many decks I'm enjoying at the moment. And it's nice to have. What started off as just helping a friend build a Lineage deck because they love Lineage. It just ended up turning into something I really enjoy and give. So I like yellow. The first color I liked was playing yellow with the Ginyu back in set 1, because I'm a really big fan of Ginyu Force, and this has allowed me to play yellow again without having to play the same deck everybody else playing, which is like a mecha. I don't mind mecha is strong, but when everybody else is playing mecha, it becomes less enjoyable to play mirror matches like that, where this gives me a bit more enjoyment playing something different. And if anybody else did want to try this deck out and use it in an event and stuff, I do have a side deck that could be helpful. We have 3 Chi-Chi Melee Matriarch. This is one of the cards one of the yellow version of the cards that came in Draft Box 6 to help with blue, with their like blue baby and stuff. 3 of these because it's a draw 1, and it's also that matchup just to help control their hand and life. And then we got Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. This is helpful against Invoker and Mecha Frieza to help when they're tapped out. They have to, with Mecha Frieza, when they're tapped out, they can't play extra cards because they can't pay the energy cost. And again with Invoker, play this down, they can't use their Invoker because they can't tap an energy along with it unless they use cards to untap the energy, like Beerus. Then we've got Release from Evil. This is here to help against the Reboot Gohan matchup, so you can survive a lot earlier rather than have to just get wiped turn 1 or 2. You want to have more than just one turn against a deck. This is helpful, and also if you have the Unison turn 2, you can make this free. And also it stops them from awakening as well. If you use it and they're not awakened, because it removes all skills from their leader. Then we have GX Fire Flash to help against things like Sin Shenron. You can swing with Goten. If they block, you can get the search, negate the skill, 9-drop Sin Shenron, and just carry on, not worrying about the deck and everything's like every problem things. You could just handy, because we only charge yellow. This is always handy decided for any deck where you need to start off effects or something for 1 energy. Then we got Striving to be the Best. This helps against any yellow deck that's running the any deck that's got a barrier card that's hard to get. That's just annoying. Like against like in Toa, it just kills the Zenobu. That makes it so if you attack the leader, you have to discard 2, and it only costs 1 because of the fact that if you kill something, it taps an energy. And also with the 3-drop slug, yellow slug from Draft Box 6 is what helps deal with that, because you do a lot of searching from Goten and stuff. That card sets it off, so if you know your opponent's playing this, it's searchable by Planet Vegeta, so you have this available if you want against that deck if they drop it. Then we got Never Unison, just in case we need more of them. We have one through Dark Banish that helps against Dark Broly and other decks where it puts an extra cost on if they want to use any effects. Especially against Dark Broly, it's the main one. And then Mecha Gabura for decks like the archetype focus decks that have a easily predictable play, like Dark Broly playing 6-drop, Dark Broly's, Broly swap, just turn 2, calling 4-drop if you go in first, so they can't drop into 4-drop. So if you get rid of the battle card, they can't play the 4-drop and they're stumped for a turn. And any other decks that could be handy with. This is just a staple side deck card in any deck these days because of its effect. That's everything. I recommend to give it a try. It's really fun, really enjoyable, and also if you want to play something different, which I like to do most of the time, then give it a go. It's really fun, really enjoyable, and the new cards really do help it. I do have a version using the starter deck leader, which I'll try and put up as well at some point. Which is the main one I was helping the firm build, and I'll try and get that up either the same week that this is out or the week after. But thank you for watching. Feel free to give me a like if you like on this video if you enjoyed it, a sub if you want to keep up to date with my content, and also a comment if there's any questions you have that I haven't gone over, or there's anything you want me to preview on my channel or cover on my channel, and I'll be sure to either comment back or maybe do a video on it. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.